Broadband's out in the old shop. That's a promising start. Alright, it is Friday morning again. It's just gone 8 o'clock, relatively early for me. Just whizzed out to the shops and I've got some essentials. So we've got kettle, tea, coffee, stuff like that is there. Bought a water filter. There's a microwave as well that I've bought that I will put there. Can't plug the fridge in yet because the lead isn't long enough, so I need to get an extension for that, I guess. They must have had that thing plugged in with a four-way, with a surge strip or something. I don't know. Either way, we'll figure that out somehow. Unless there's a secret socket under there somewhere. I might have to go poking in a minute. I had a bit of a concern when it turned out that the toilet wasn't working. However, I also noticed the tap wasn't working, and that told me that the water was off. Stopcock on, that was that problem solved. So that's that sorted. So I'm now just standing around waiting for the BT man, who could be here at any time between 8 o'clock and 1 o'clock, I think. So yeah, this kind of sucks because this would normally be shop opening times. I've got a couple of laptops that I was working on in the shop that I'm going to carry on working on. Otherwise, I literally just need to sit on my ass all morning now. I guess I can spend the time just pottering around and tidying up. But yeah, annoyingly, I can't even go back and forth between here and the old shop because if I miss the BT man, then that'll be a disaster. So yeah, right, I'll see you when the broadband is in. And the BT man has been and gone. We are online. Just got a BT home hub down there. That'll get swapped out for something, but it gets me online today. It's now 1 o'clock in the afternoon. As typical, it took all day. I've just been tinkering with things on the bench over here while I wait. But yeah, now we've got broadband in here. I can now move on and start moving things. So I am going to have another coffee. Then it's back up to the old shop to start dismantling the main counter, and we'll get that down here. And yeah, that'll be it. This is it. This is the big move now. Yeah, it's time to do the stuff that is difficult to undo. Okay, I have unscrewed the top of the counter. So this section is ready to come off. I was going to move the shorter section first, was the original plan. However, now I'm just YOLOing and I'm just going to do the whole lot in one go. Good grief, that camera is wonky as hell. It doesn't really matter though. Anyway, let's see, those can go in my pockets. That seems like a pretty safe place to put them. We'll move those keys somewhere else. Something's still holding on. Nope. Ooh. There it goes. This thing hasn't been apart since it was built 10 years ago. Right, where am I dropping? Just to the floor. Oh, it gets real when you start doing this. Fine, right. So, this will fit in my car. Then I've just got to disassemble these pieces. And the joining part is over here. There is a slight gap in this section. But, yeah, it might need some modification. We'll see. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out when I get it back to the shop, I think. First thing is just simply to disassemble it and get it into the car. Whew. Where the hell do I start with this? I need to find two pieces that will stay together. I need the front and an end piece. It suddenly occurred to me that if I start with the front, you guys won't see anything of what's happening. I might have to move things around as we go. This really wants repainting. Of course, I don't know how much of this will actually be on view. I don't even know if this counter will remain permanent. It will be some kind of counter. Like one of these counters I want to be usable. The eventual plan, as I've probably said at some point, is to have two separate tables. One of them for repairs and electronics, and the other one for like case reviews, showpieces, that kind of thing. And the case reviews and showpieces one, that will end up getting recorded using a camera on a tripod, I would imagine, which will be shot at a much wider angle. So the counter will be in view. So I want to kind of get it smartened up so it actually looks presentable. And this isn't very presentable, this counter. But again, that doesn't really matter right now. Right now is not about being presentable and stuff like that. Right now is about getting keeping everything running without interruption. So yeah, the plan is there will be a countertop at the back here. So I want to go like a meter out from the back. How wide's a countertop there? About there-ish. Then I want to have like a meter behind. So yeah, so it needs to be about here-ish, which is just a little bit further forward than where I've got it. That's fine, that gives me gallons of room in front, no issue. So I want to move forward a little bit further, which gives me plenty of room behind the counter and even more room for another counter behind there. So we're going to move forward a little bit, and then I guess I'll just center this for now. And that is more or less centered. The whole thing could theoretically be moved without an enormous amount of hassle. I'd wager that two people might be able to just pick it up and go, ooh, shuffle, 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 you know. So yeah, let's roll with that theory for now. So I want to go a bit forward and a bit to the left. So fun fact, my dad and I built this counter in his living room when I was starting up. Hopefully, if I can find them while editing, I'll throw up a picture of the original shop plans for the old shop. So we got this shop, and I planned out where the counter was going to go using bits of paper and then just a little bit of photo manipulation using the old Photoshops. And I said to my dad, I said, look, I want a counter like this. Can you help me? And he said, sure. And we went down to B&Q or wherever, and we bought the wood and the countertop, and we built it up in his living room. And then we piled it all into the back of my car, and then I drove it 80 miles down the M3 to Dorset and set it up in the shop. And that's all I've ever needed. This counter has done me proud. It's not super elegant in how it's assembled, but it's rock solid. And one of the things I've always loved about this counter is that I can just, like, at any time, I can get up and stand on top of it and it won't budge. And that kind of solidness, that reliability of just going, this desk does not move, gives a lot of confidence. It just means that you can bring in whatever you want, and whatever the customer brings in and bangs onto the desk, I know that I don't need to worry about the table, Because of course, that's the problem with the grey countertop, which sags in the middle, and these trestle tables, which obviously have a load limit, Whereas this countertop doesn't have a load limit, or any meaningful load limit as far as I'm concerned. Okay, that's those bits on. Then there's a middle shelf. There's a shelf under this section. Then normally the other length of the counter would have a section here that goes out to there. However, that section kind of needs to stay with the other part of the counter. And then there'll be an end bit that floats out about here. So that end bit won't have any lateral support. However, because this arrangement here will stop the counter from being able to rock sideways, hopefully that shouldn't be an issue, I don't think. So yeah, let's find out how that goes. That goes there-ish. Yeah, this will work. Cool. So I'll put the middle shelf on, put the top on top, and then I can line this up, and then the top is screwed to all of this from underneath with more L brackets that are all in the top. Yeah, this is a lot easier when you've got lots of space. Doing this in the old shop where there's no space for anything makes everything feel small and penned in. This countertop actually looks comparatively small now, which I knew it would, but yeah. Still, it'll get me by. It'll get me by. So this end is not getting enough support, and this guy's just kind of swinging in the breeze. It's only actually got one anchor holding the top to it, because normally it would then be bolted onto another panel here, and you'd have more countertop across there. So it's supported from the side. But yeah, I might have to get some, I'm going to need to drill some more holes in that to get more support, so it can actually lean on this properly. I mean, I can lean on that now, but like, yeah, that's not great. That's not giving support. That was the BT engineer who set up the phone line this morning. The broadband is on and stuff. However, the phone line sounds like there's about 10 people on the line at the same time. And he said there's something about the fiber port is crap, or there's a battery contacts on it or something like that, and he needs to switch it over or something or other. Either way, he's coming back to sort that out, and he reckons he's going to be here in about half an hour, so that'll be good. Put a couple more screws into this. Then I need to figure out where I'm going to put the YouTube rig, because in the old shop, if we pretend that this is the L part of the counter, there was another bit of board here up against the wall, and the computer sat there and monitors were there. So I had everything was there while I was working here. And obviously I don't have that now. The counter is longer. So what I might do, I might use the bookshelves I've got to one hand and put those bookshelves here so I can sit the PC on those bookshelves, because I don't want to put it on the floor. I guess I could, but I don't want to. I have a policy against putting computers on the floor, and it's absolutely necessary. Don't know. See, this is stuff which really I just could not foresee. It's the only way I'm going to figure this out is just by setting stuff up and seeing what works. But yeah, this is here, so that's cool. It means that I can clamp everything up to here, and I can put the mat on here, and I can start recording repairs here. And as far as anyone else is concerned who has not been seeing the behind the scenes footage, theoretically, well, the background will have changed, but it'll almost be, yeah, you wouldn't know the difference except for wide shots, you know.
And that is some kind of temporary setup. So obviously the cables all need to be sorted out. We've got trailing cables and that kind of thing. This will all get fixed in time. Initially, this is all going to keep changing. Like, I'll change my mind on where exactly everything is positioned and what cables come from where. I need to obviously get some extension leads plumbed in underneath this countertop, some surge protected ones, and then I'll get like the black rubber strips along the edge, the anti-trip things, and I'll want to load balance, so I'll want to have like 2 or 3 breakout extensions under the counter coming off of 2 or 3 of those sockets to load balance. For those of you who are not in the UK, these sockets are 13 amp 240 volt sockets, and the ring that they're on, so the wiring that goes to these is 32 amps capable. So we can pull a lot from single sockets in this country. So I'm not worried about overloading those, but we'll run a couple out from them just to be safe. Because things like the hot air station, those are like, those are 600 or 700 watts a pop. Overall, I'll doubt that this countertop will ever be pulling more than 1500 watts or so. It's unlikely that it'll see 2 kilowatts, which means you could run the whole lot off of a single socket theoretically. That's just not a terribly good idea. But yeah, as I say, I'm not going to plumb anything in neat and tidy now because I'm going to keep changing this as time goes by. However, as things currently stand, this is ready to do the podcast tomorrow, as long as the broadband is sorted. The broadband is currently dead because the BT man is fiddling with it again. Because it needed to be fiddled with. Hopefully that guy's going to come back on again before I go home tonight. He's actually just down the road. You can't see him, but he's down the road at the cabinet down there, having a very bad Friday evening. Bless his cotton socks. But yeah, that's it. I'm not going to get the other counter today. I'm going to get that first thing tomorrow morning, get the front counter set up, and then I will probably be able to spend the day in here, maybe. We'll see. I'll likely end up going back and forth because I've got to get more stuff, but whatever. It's been a good day. Saturday morning, piles of stuff there. The counter is gone. Other section of counter. I've just cleared the top of that, which was a hassle. But I've just cleared the top of that into boxes. I've cleared all the tools into it. I've just got to do underneath it now. So we've got bomb site down here, and we've still got bomb site underneath. So I've got to clear the stuff underneath there. Then I can take down this counter. Then it's going to the new shop. So I think I'm going to do one trip for all of these boxes of tools and stuff that needs to go. Another trip for the counter itself. And then finally, I'll need to do a third trip to move all of the customer computers that are sitting in here. I think I can do the customer computers in one go. So that'll be 3 more trips this morning, which I'm going to do as fast as possible, and then I'm just going to sit in the new shop for the rest of the day and just sort things into place. There'll be enough work to keep me busy in there all day. So yeah, I'm trying to make an easy-ish day of it today, and I also want to try and stay in one place today, just so customers have an opportunity to come in and see me and pick stuff up. Because of course, unfortunately, due to my own incompetence, I didn't actually walking into the door. I didn't actually book days off for this. I mean, obviously I can just close whenever I want because, I just put the close sign up. But it's not that simple. You have to tell people that you won't be here. You have to make sure that anything that needs to be done in time has been done in time. And that kind of thing. And I have not done the prep work for closing ahead. So yeah, I need to try and give a window today for at least 3 or 4 customers I know of to come and get their stuff. Then I'll be closed for the weekend again. So yeah, back to it. There's a slight leak in the roof, he said. But it only leaks in driving rain, he said. And it doesn't happen often enough for them to find it, he said. This is fine. I was aware that this was here, and as you can see, I'm deliberately not putting anything in that area. So this is manageable, but yeah, that's not intermittent. That's just every time it rains. Better get an email off to the landlord. So, theory for placement of counter. It wasn't my intention to have it so far across toward the cupboard area there. I was imagining it lining up with the edge of the archway. So it would come up to like here. And it's actually over there. But the thing is, the limiting factors for this are if I bring it forward to put more space behind it, we lose space here on the access ramp. That's obviously really important space so people can easily get into the shop. However, so in order to get more space there, I would have to move the counter further toward the arch. But even if I move it right up across to the arch, it doesn't actually give us a bigger gap here. At some point, there is going to be a gap between the handrail and the countertop. That cannot be avoided. The only way that could be avoided is if I actually blocked the archway with the counter. And that is, I mean, I could, but I don't really want to because, you know, there will be occasions where I will want to invite a customer or other people behind to the back room to look at something, to look at the computer that's being repaired or something, to say, here's what we're doing with it, come and see. You know, there will be intermittent access to the rear area. So I don't want to block that off completely because if I put the countertop in front of that, that is just an absolute no. No one else goes through here ever. So I kind of want to put it there. The other thing as well, though, is if I did put it in front of that arch, that would actually free this area up for more countertop space. So that's actually a really tough call to make. I think I'm going to put it here for now, but there's a very high chance that it might get moved in the future. There we go, donezo. So yeah, from back here you can see there's loads of room over here that I wasn't expecting. I think I just envisioned centering this in the middle of the room, but if I center it, it leaves a load of dead space over there that is not good for anything at all. So, it did occur to me that if I moved this up, I might be able to move it up just enough room to leave some, like, maybe enough space to put a trestle table across there or something like that, which would put another surface there. But what would I put there? That's the thing. You know, what could I actually use that for? I'm not sure. Now these two bits of counter are separated and they're no longer connected, it's not a huge amount of work to move them, which isn't something I had considered because as far as I was concerned, this counter was always big and just unmovable. But now it's in two parts. It's really not a big deal. If you take the top off, well, all I have to do is remove a couple of screws to take the top off, and then I could probably move the whole thing single-handedly. So I can put it there for now and get up and running. And this is something that I can revisit later on as I figure out where things move to. That'll do for now. It's time for lunch. Right. Not much has changed since the last little bit of video. However, another couple of hours have passed. I've done another run back to the old shop. I got the sign out of the window and I've just put that in the window over there. So there's a sign in the window that now says Adamant IT, so people know it's me. It's quite a few people have just like sort of, oh, you're opening a shop? And I'm just like, I've had the computer shop for 10 years, bro. Where you been? So, but yeah, at any rate though, so that's a thing. So yeah, we're at the stage now where I believe I have everything I need. Just in case, because people are speculating, these chairs, from the leak that I mentioned earlier on, these trays were previously left in the ceiling on top of the roof tiles to catch the drips. So they're just big foil trays with some towels in to soak up moisture. And the idea is that the moisture evaporates when it's not raining and it catches it when it is raining. It's not a great solution because obviously that you get mold. So yeah, I don't really want to put them back up there. I'm just going to leave them down there on the floor where I can keep an eye on things and I know what's going on. The lady who lives upstairs did pop in again and they say they've got a surveyor involved. So it sounds like things are happening without me having to do anything. So I'm taking no action there. I'm just going to sit this one out. So yeah, we've got this set up. I'm ready to do the podcast in about 45 minutes. I don't know how I feel about this at the moment. I was really close to going, hey, I'll put one of the trestle tables on the left, move that to the right, and I'll set up all the electronics gear on the trestle table, which is deeper. But the trestle tables aren't really very stable, so I don't know. I'm going to carry on fiddling, and I'm sure I'll find a layout that I like. This will just get sorted out in time. But the important thing is that I'm sort of breathing a sigh of relief because, as far as I'm concerned, I'm leaning on the screen.
I'm not very good at these. I'm not very good at the whole selfie thing. As far as I'm concerned, this is now the shop. And the old shop is a disaster zone now. There's lots of small things in there that need to be moved across. However, that I will do probably during the week, maybe next weekend, stuff like that. But I've got all of the customer computers in here. I've got all of my tools. They're still in boxes, but I can grab things as needed. The boxes are vaguely organized, so whatever I need, I pretty much know off the top of my head which box it is in. So yeah, that shouldn't be an issue. And yeah, something else that occurred to me as well is I thought back to my original. I went back to my original. I hope we haven't been out of focus for all of that. Focus. There we go. I went back to my original vision and I was like, so where's the test equipment, right? You know, the computers for memory testing and stuff like that. They're supposed to go along the back wall, but we're not going to have a counter there for a while. Well, I guess I'll be able to set up another system here, and that'll be 2 test rigs there. Then what I'm thinking is this will probably be customer laptops that are being repaired. So I'll dedicate that to there. I will clear down that countertop and I'll put a display PC up there. I'll rearrange the front thing, and I'll just move some display computers just onto the windowsill for now. Then I can repurpose those tables. The island table will stay there, and that's going to stay clear for customers to use now. And so, touch wood. Apart from the fact that, I almost want that bench to be there, and then this bench to be over there. That's where I'm up to at the moment. However, I don't think we're ready for that yet. However, I can see that that's how it's going to work. So we're not quite onto quote unquote the vision, but I'm in a position where I can see it's possible. And yeah, everything is going according to plan. It's just going to take a bit longer. I knew this wouldn't be done in a single weekend. I've also got to start decorating things like that. I'm going to order some nice clip frames. And I'm going to order some clip frames and some cool games posters or something like that. I've got a couple here. I've got my Zelda Link's Awakening one. Get those framed and put them along the wall, and that will cover up those patches, because I'm not just going to paint that area. If I'm going to paint those, I've got to paint the whole wall basically. So I'll just put posters along that wall for the time being, and that will really bring that wall to life. This spot, I think I may well try and paint that sooner rather than later, and I'll probably put up the circuit board background. The circuit board background that you guys know and love, I need to try and move to that wall, and then hopefully that will appear on camera. I'll try and position that so it does appear in background camera shots, so there's that familiarity there. But yeah, that'll be done in time. The window, still don't know what I'm doing with that yet. I'm not brave enough to dig this out, because I've scored a line down here to find the edge, and I've found the edge, but there's plasterboard there, and I don't know if I'm brave enough to just dig that out. So I need to wait until I've got someone on hand who knows more about DIY than me. I'm allowed to dig that out. I could dig that out. I'm just not brave enough to do it on my own. I need someone who is a bit more familiar with being able to deal with that, to go, you're fine, just go at it with a crowbar kind of thing. Anyway, that is about it for now. That's the end of this moving vlog. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I'm bloody knackered and I've got to do the podcast next, but that's it. We're there. I feel good this afternoon. The past 24 hours have been a bit touch and go. They've been a bit sort of, a lot of upheaval and a lot of, am I doing the right things kind of thing, because, yeah, it's a big commitment. But we're here. It's happening. We're committed. Let's go. See you next time. Bye.